What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday. Guys, we have the very first new Faction Wars hard mode bosses unlocked. We're gonna have them on the Demonspawn today and on the Shadowkin crypt. Or we're gonna have the boss, because it's gonna be one on pretty much both of these factions, the exact same boss. I'm gonna share with you guys some budget-friendly teams to defeat this boss. We're gonna talk about strategies, what exactly you need to bring into the team to ensure that you're gonna be able to defeat this boss. Let's start with the Demonspawn faction crypt. Now, I do want to mention, the more OP champions you have, the better is going to be, the easier is going to be. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna use a full epic team versus this particular boss. I have around 3 champions with no masteries. So Dar the Hungerer, Skimfos, and Gorlos, they have no masteries, okay? You don't really need them. Now, as I explained you before, the Faction Wars area bonuses will play the most important role on everybody's account, okay? The main thing that you need versus this boss, guys, is basically bringing in a cleanser, okay? So a cleanser will be pretty important, because whenever you are attacking the boss, he will put an HP burn and poisons on the attacker. Then, of course, he will put poison sensitivity, he will put more poisons, and he will instantly detonate them, okay? That's something to keep in mind. That can actually be really nasty. The boss, he's not fully immune to Thermitter manipulation. You can still control the Thermitter on the boss, so Allure is going to be pretty badass in here, or pretty much any other champion that has Thermitter manipulation. Then, as you guys can probably notice, the boss will remove buffs from your team. Now, you can play around with that by buffing or not putting a lot of buffs and letting him use this skill before. We're gonna try a couple of different things. Or you can bring in protection and hope to have as many protected buffs as possible, so like this he cannot actually remove them, right? He will increase the duration of all debuffs on all enemies. The more debuffs, the more painful it will be for your team, okay? So that is something to keep in mind. And it will increase the duration of all debuffs on all enemies by an additional turn for each unique buff removed. You don't want to have a lot of buffs removed. Or if you have a lot of buffs removed, you want to make sure you don't have debuffs on your champions. He will decrease Thermitter, and that is about it. He doesn't really hit hard or anything like that, at least for the very moment. Now, just to make sure that this is safer, I would strongly recommend you to bring in a Reviver. So we are going to use Dar the Hungerer. He's going to put reflect damage, he's going to put continuous heals, and he's going to heal our team a bit more. He can revive, and he has a chance to stun with the A1. We're going to use Gorlos as a damage dealer and for defense down. He will manipulate a bit the Thermitter as well. He will land different debuffs as well, which is actually pretty good. Then we have Allure, damage with this skill, more damage with this skill, Thermitter manipulation, and damage. Then we're going to use Magnar as the main damage dealer in the team, mainly for this skill right here, then this and this, but mainly this is the magic. And of course, we are going to use Skimfos the Consumed. Why? Well, let me just quickly show you. With a passive, heals this champion by 5% of their max HP for each debuff on them at the start of each turn. If this champion is under 4 or more debuffs at the start of the turn, places an increased attack and increased crit damage on the champion. With this skill, transfers all debuffs from this champion to a target enemy, then attacks the target. Will steal 100% of the target's Thermitter if this attack is critical. With the A2, an AoE attack and places a decreased attack, and after attacking, transfers all debuffs from all of the allies to himself, except crowd control debuffs. With the A1, he has a chance to put a decreased speed and a chance to manipulate the Thermitter. So he will be our cleanser. Of course, if you have Duchess instead of Dar the Hungerer, if you have, of course, Whittier the Crowned, you have so many different options for this faction in terms of legendaries that you could potentially use, right? But this is a pretty straightforward team. You can bring, of course, a better damage dealer if you have some nice legendaries available on your account. As I've mentioned, I want to show you guys teams that are more accessible. Now, keep in mind, my Faction Wars area bonuses are maxed for Faction Wars, and I am strongly recommending you to work towards it ASAP, okay? So we're going to try to land a stun in here, a stun if we can. Let's put a defense down, and the main thing that we are going to try to do here is wipe the first wave as fast as possible. So as you guys can probably notice, I could potentially steal the Terminator from an enemy. Bang. And now go in with Magnar, wipe them. Was not a necessity to steal that Terminator though. I just wanted to show you that skill in action. Stun on Lysandra because she's really annoying. We're going to try to take down the Reviver before anything else. So one shot that one. We're going to try to use this skill, put a decreased attack on them. And I'm slowly going to try to take down some other champions if we can. Now, Lysandra, unfortunately, she's still alive. So she can be pretty annoying in here if we're letting her take turns, especially if she's going to steal our Terminator. You guys know, she's really strong with her Terminator manipulation skills. Okay, she will take it. There isn't much that we can do about that. Seems like she's fully healed as well. We still have the block active skills on the champions, which is pretty damn annoying, to be honest. Now, my Dar the Hungerer is on a 5-piece protection and on a bolster set. I would strongly recommend you to use a bolster set on one of your champions because it will play a pretty important role, especially when you get at the boss. He won't be able to instantly do a lot of damage to any of them because of them having, of course, the bolster set. So let's try to kill the Alessandra before she becomes more annoying. I do need to get some more healing on my Gorlos, so I'm gonna try to don't kill everybody just yet and slowly take them down. We want to be able to use this skill another time, right? So we want to make sure we're giving him enough healing so he's not getting at a boss with the HP under 50%. Okay, and we don't want to use that skill as soon as we get at the boss anyway, so we don't have it available. Now, as you guys can probably notice, you have two minions right here. One of them will put block damage on the boss. The other one will put immunity. So you have a couple of different options. Either you bring in block buffs, which it won't be as reliable as you might think. Either you're going to crowd control these two side enemies. Provokes do not work versus them because they're not going to use a basic skill versus you. They will still use their main skill to support the boss, and that's something that was not working on normal mode as well. So Provoke is completely irrelevant versus this stage. You can, of course, bring in Stun. You can, of course, bring in Provoke or or a Freeze. Different things that could potentially help you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kill one of them or try to kill one of them. Seems like we did not have enough firepower. I'm going to drop some of the Terminator from the boss so he's not taking a turn instantly. You see, even with Magnar, we're just not doing enough damage. And the boss right there was protected. And right now I can actually self-buff because the boss will take a second to take a turn. I'm going to use this skill. I'm going to take all of the debuffs from all of my team on Skimfos. You see, so we got a bit of a cleanse. And slowly I'm going to try to kill the ads, right? Because they will continuously buff the boss. And that will be pretty annoying. So we got a stun. The boss was using the A1. For whatever reason, when I have reflect damage on, he's now removing the buffs. At least I assume that's the main reason, because before, when I was doing it on the other faction, I had no reflect damage, and the boss was using the A3 skill. So it was pretty weird, to be honest. So let's try to kill that side ad right there. You see the boss doesn't do crazy damage. A defense down. Self-buff again. Let's try to see if we can kill that one, or at least drop some Terminator, put some debuffs on the boss. Magnar coming in. So we gotta do this in 100 turns in order to get it to 3-star, okay? We have 82 turns right here. And from here on, we should be able to get that done without too much of a problem. You see, we're dropping the Terminator on the boss with a lure. The boss is not really taking turns. Let's land more debuffs. It finally took some turns, but that's not a problem. We are on pretty high HP. Once Allure will get that A3 available, we should be able to put the boss to sleep directly, if by any chance somebody else doesn't do it before, right? So as long as you are paying attention to the mechanics, as long as you're kind of like bringing in You don't need the perfect champions. This was not the perfect team by any means, okay? But this team will do it. That's the main point to keep in mind, okay? And there we go. 4 minutes and 48 seconds, and we got 92 turns. We need 100 to 3-star it. Then, if we're gonna move over to the Shadowkins, guys, we have the exact same boss in here as well. Now, this faction is completely different. We don't really have revivers except Kinegashi. We don't really have very good healers in here. Hell, we don't even really have cleansers in here except Raiho Bone Spear, right? But I'm not talking about legendaries, mythicals, and all that. We're gonna try it to do it with some more accessible champions. We have Ninja, 4 damage and 4 the freeze. That's gonna be really important. That freeze controlling the waves and the minions at the boss. Hotatsu to give us a bit of healing with this skill right here. Nogorio to deal some more damage, and he's gonna have the block buffs for the boss. And then we're gonna have Toragi. He's kind of like a place filler in here, but he does bring the shield in here, which can actually be pretty helpful. The healing is not really gonna happen, to be honest. And then we have, of course, Kinegashi, the reviver, but no healing from here either, okay? Which kind of sucks, to be honest. So, I'm gonna show you what issues I have with this team. I've tried to do a couple of runs. Basically, at a boss, Kinegashi is targeted really hard by the enemies for whatever reason, by the boss. So she tends to die, which kind of sucks, to be honest. I had to put her on a regen set, and even like that is not really working well. So right here, you want to kill that Sky Touch Shaman first, because if she manages to take a turn, even if she's crowd controlled, she's going to heal the rest, okay? Which means that your turn count is going to be higher, sorry. So you don't want to have your turn count too high in here, because you're going to waste too much time, right? And you want to be at the boss with at least 50 turns. So let's get this enemy down in here too. And then move on to the next wave. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to try to freeze. We're going to hit Alessandra. So we killed one of the enemies. We want to kill Ursula to make sure she's not going to have time to revive. We don't want to waste any time with any of them. I'm going to use this AoE from here. We're going to go with A1, actually. And we have Ninja. We're going to see if we can kill somebody else. We're going to use the ally attack on the Alessandra. We don't want her to take too many turns. So let's see. No stun. So hopefully Ninja will kill her if Nogorio fails. And right now, I do not have the freeze from Ninja, which is not the best outcome. But I will put block buffs on the boss, so we don't have to worry about it too much. If I buff right now, because we have no debuffs on my champions, the boss will not use the A3, okay? So that's the actual thing that's happening. Nothing with the reflect damage, as I've mentioned before. Basically, if we have no debuffs, he's not going to use the skill. He doesn't prioritize removing buffs. He prioritizes increasing the duration of debuffs on your team. So we can buff without a problem right now. Use the A1. Maybe we can stun somebody. No stun. You see, the boss still used the A2 skill. So we're going to go block buffs with Nogorio. Okay. Right now, we can actually freeze. So we can try to keep one of the side minions alive. The reason for it, you do not want to attack the boss with everybody, because those poisons will detonate instantly, which means that some of your champions will get either super low, either they are going to die. So right here, I actually want to kill this whatever red champion it is. I forgot her name right now, but we want to kill her and leave the other one alive. She puts the block damage. So right now, look, it removed my buffs. It increased the duration of poisons by a lot. So that is a bit of a problem, right? And we're going to try to put some HP burn with Ninja. Once we're going to get the boss down, or get to the boss with Ninja, we're going to absolutely melt him. Right now, we can use the A3 from Hotatsu, so we can get some healing on. And I really want to kill this champion right here. Block active skills and all that stuff does not work on them, okay? We're going to put the shield up. I can use this AoE. Maybe we can land the stun on somebody. An ally attack. Try and take that enemy down from the left side. I will put a freeze on, so we have the other one frozen. But I will be in a situation where I'm going to have to basically attack the boss with Kinegashi as well, and most likely she is going to die. So check that out. You see, those poisons detonate, and she's dead. You see? So, because of it, this team doesn't seem to get the job done. And one of the champion that kind of like is just a space filler in here is actually Toragi. Now, Toragi is on a bolster set. I kind of want to keep that bolster set on for the team. I could equip a bolster set on my Kinegashi instead of the regen set, and that might actually get the job done. So let's quickly go over to her. So we're gonna basically drop this gear that she has on the regen. I'm gonna try to keep the impulse, and I want to keep Hotatsu instead of Toragi. Toragi is really not doing much for my team, unfortunately, okay? So let's see what is the gear on Toragi, what pieces I have. So we have a helmet. Let's put Fearing Room. We can equip that. Then not the shield. We're looking for gloves. So it seems like Toragi has a shield. We do not care about that. We're actually going to look for gloves. We can take them from her. Chest. Does Toragi have a chest? Let's see. Yes, we do. No speed. I kind of want to get speed, so maybe I'm going to take the one from Jamarsa instead. And boots, I will take the ones from him, right? So we're going to give her a bolster set instead. And instead of Toragi, we are actually going to bring in Fnatic, okay? Fnatic and Raiho Bone Spear are the only cleansers in this freaking faction, at least from the champions that I have available. So with this skill, he's going to remove a random debuff, and with this one, he's going to transfer the debuffs from himself, okay? We changed the position for Kinegashi. Maybe the boss is not going to attack her anymore, but we're gonna see if he just likes her and he always wants to attack her, or who knows, because she's not the lowest HP or anything like that, right? Okay, so we gotta kill that Sky Touch Shaman first. Seems like we should be on track with that. An AoE from there, an AoE from here. So we gotta take the Reviver down now. We do not want to keep her on. And the problem with Kinegashi, she has a double hitter on the A1. So every time she will attack the boss, the poisons will detonate completely. So her HP is instantly going to drop, okay? And the only way is to keep one of the side ads alive for her to make sure she can attack them and not the boss. That's basically one of the very, very important things. So Ninja A3, freeze on everybody. We decrease the cooldown of the skill as well. So let's try to kill that Ursula the Mourner. Ally attack on her. HP burn, so we can kill a few. Kill her now. Beautiful. He's going to cleanse. Hopefully we're going to block. Okay, kill him or put block active skills. He's going to put revive on that if we do not drop that thermimeter enough. That's fine. We still have plenty of turns, and the skills should be coming back on cooldown in the meantime for Ninja as well. So he needs to take one more turn to basically have it available. Yep, and there we go. Perfect. So, I'm not going to put increased attack because most likely I'll be doing too much damage. And I want to have that cleanse available early on. So we're going to use an ally attack. Wish she would have taken Ninja in, but that's fine. Freeze. I can put a decreased attack on them. I can... It's no point to put block buffs. Instead, I'm going to use the AoE, actually. Okay, so... We got tons of debuffs. I'm going to cleanse now. And I will transfer them onto the boss, actually. Okay. So I'm going to go A1 with Kinegashi on the side ad. I'm going to try and put a HP burn, actually. Do a bit of more damage. I'm not going to use the A3 with him because that's going to be dangerous. Okay, she did not went for... the boss did not went for Kinegashi this time around. Block buffs on the boss. Okay. Kinegashi A1 right here. Let's drop those poisons slowly. Ninja. I'm gonna hit the boss in full force, bro. And now the boss still did not use the A3. So I'm not going to use the A3 from Hotatsu now because that is dangerous. We drop that stun. That's fine, that's fine. I'm gonna use an ally attack on one of these side ads. So Kinegashi's safe now. That's the most important thing, because she's the one that provides us with the healing, okay? I'm gonna use the HP burn from Ninja now to melt a bit that boss. He's probably going to die. He's probably going to die, which is fine. But I might buff right now because not everybody has debuffs on. So if the boss uses the A3, which he didn't. Okay, so let's revive. Let's go A1 on her. Block active skills, which is irrelevant. I don't want to kill them, but I want to kill this one. Okay. So, cleanse. The boss probably will use the A3 skill now. I'm going to use that. A stun. Okay, you see. So I'm going to go A1 with her. And the rest will all attack the boss now. Block buffs. If I use the HP burn, it's a bit dangerous. So I'm going to put a defense down first. I'm going to go versus the boss. I'm going to go versus the boss. Even if he dies, it's fine. Versus the side ad. Okay. So with Ninja, I'm going to have to try and melt them now. Beautiful. Was pretty hard. It was pretty hard, to be honest, because so many things can go wrong. Now, the Fanatic, it might not seem like he helped a lot, but he did, okay? Because that little cleanse, a poison or 2 poisons every now and then, the increased attack was actually super, super important, okay? And we managed to get it down to 3 stars, under 100 turns, which I haven't paid attention to, I supposed to, because maybe I was gonna go over, but 88 turns. And this is a more budgetish approach to champions, okay? As I've mentioned before, the Great Hall is massive, okay? My main damage dealer is Ninja. He's a +4 6-star crushing grand, okay? He has good gear because of all of that, okay? I have a Scroll of the Unseen Relic on him as well, which helps him with the damage. But the other champions, they really do not have crazy stats. So the stats on him are not crazy. Okay, he does have higher crit damage because probably I have a crit damage set. That's what I have basically. Then Hotatsu is on a stun and perception. Nothing too crazy in terms of that. And look, no masteries, no masteries, no masteries, no masteries, no masteries. He has masteries, but no masteries, no masteries, no masteries. Okay, so you don't need them. Okay, up to you if you're gonna get him or not. So he's on a regen set. Skin was the consumed. This is the build. He has some crit rate, a bit of speed, some accuracy as well to land the debuffs. Dart the Hungerer, Bolster, and as I've mentioned, 5-piece protection. These are his total stats. So speed and HP on him basically. Then I have a lethal and a crit set on Allure. These are her total stats. So she, probably out of all of them, her and Ninja have the best stats, best builds, right? And she does have masteries, War Master. Then Gorlos, sorry, just random gear, accuracy, speed, and divine speed. These are his total stats. So he's not savage or anything like that. Much easier to build if you don't have to focus on savage. Magnar, he is on savage. Pretty good build as well on him. Masteries, because I do have them on him. There you go. And then we have Toragi that I use, but I moved the gear and it was not important. Fanatic on Relentless and Impulse. So we can try and use the A3 as much as possible to refresh accessories as well. These are his total stats. So a bit of HP and speed. No masteries. Kinegashi. I've put a bolster. You've seen what I gave her actually. These are her total stats. But it's very important to keep one of the side ads alive. She has this skill. Attacks one enemy twice. That will kill her. Will kill her if you are not keeping a side ad alive. Okay? And Hotatsu, yeah, you've seen him before. Hopefully you found this video helpful, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what teams you used to tackle this boss so far. It's very hard for the Shadowkins because you do not have many cleansers or crazy good healers. I could have brought in, of course, Raiho Bone Spear instead of any of these champions, right? And it would have been a walk in the park. Okay, it would have been so much easier. But I wanted to basically show you guys some options that could potentially work for you as well if you do not have Raiho Bone Spear. As usual, if you Enjoy the content, smash a like, subscribe. Make sure you drop a comment, help with that YouTube algorithm, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.